Hello, my beautiful bookish besties. Welcome to a brand new weekly reading vlog. So this week I basically don't have very many plans at all except for tonight and tomorrow, which is my book club, and then Kendall's coming over tomorrow. But as far as weekly plans, I just don't really have that many. But as far as reading plans go, I am extra excited because I'm going to be reading two highly anticipated books that I think I'm going to rate 5 stars. I don't know if I'm going to finish them in this vlog. I'm really crossing my fingers I can. The first book is Abby's new book, Just for the Summer. I cannot believe this is in my hands. I've had this in my hands for a few days now, and I cannot believe I've held off this long to actually start reading it. I debated actually on keeping this for the summertime, but I can't wait any longer. Like, we have been waiting for an Abby book for a year now. I actually get to meet her next month, and I'm so excited about that. By the way, can we talk about this Barnes & Noble sticker? When have they started doing these pretty gold stickers? Because honestly, I don't mind it that much. We're gonna read this, we're going to experience it together, and I could not be happier. Honestly, I don't even remember what this book is about at all. I've kind of avoided reading the synopsis again just for that fun element of surprise, and I don't know what to expect. Obviously, I expect a 5-star. I'm also going to be buddy reading this with a couple friends that love Abby just as much as I do, and I just know it's going to be the best time ever. The next book that I am predicting to be 5 stars is Heartless Hunter, the Crimson Moth book 1. This book has been everywhere, so of course I had to make it a book club choice over on my Patreon, and you guys are going to hold me accountable for hopefully finishing this book very, very soon. I am going to be annotating this one because it is for a book club. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is so cool. Y'all, I cannot wait for this. The only thing I know about this is that it's a young adult romantasy that has reminded a lot of people of Serpent and Dove, about a witch and a witch hunter that fall in love. I've been reading so many thrillers lately, and I've been craving a really good fantasy, and this just felt like the perfect time to pick it up. So we have 2 highly anticipated reads this week, and I'm crossing my fingers they are 5 stars. But before I can touch this book, I think this is going to be my first book, I do have to finish up a couple thrillers. So I'm hoping to fly through both of these books this week, but like I said, if I can't, I will just continue the reading next week. But first things first, it's a Friday afternoon and I need to go to Target. I mean, who doesn't find a good excuse to go to Target? But I actually need to go to return some curtains. My husband and I have been like updating our bedding and stuff like that for our bedroom, and the curtains I got were way too long. So I need to go to Target. I also have a pickup for a lamp, and I'm just gonna wander around the aisles a little bit. I haven't been out of the house a lot this week. I've been working fully remote from home this week, and I'm just ready to get out a bit. So we are gonna grab some Starbucks, and we are gonna go to Target, and we'll just see what I end up coming home with. Hello, we are back from the Target with a small little haul. I thought I would show you guys what I picked up. I picked up some regular things, and I picked up some new things that I want to try. So of course I thought, why not share it with you guys? But the main reason that I went is because I had a pickup for this here lamp. We actually already have one on my husband's side of the bed, but we needed one on my side of the bed to match, and they only had one left. Like, you can't even order these online anymore, so I was like, yes, even though it's scratched, it was $15 off. So I kind of had to snatch it up because I'm a matchy person. I love geometric designs. I'm a very matchy person and balanced person when it comes to like colors and shapes and all of that. Very excited to finally have this, and now we can match. And speaking of bedroom furniture, we recently got nightstands, and we were gonna get white, but I'm kind of glad that we didn't because our walls are white and we're renting this house, so technically we're not allowed to paint it. So we ended up getting nightstands that are this blue color, and what do you know, I found these big giant pillows with this cute kind of like grid pattern that are gonna match perfectly. Obviously I love this color because I'm wearing it, so honestly as soon as I saw these I felt like I had to get them, so I got 2 of them. One thing that I always get and look for when I'm in Target is, you guys know I'm an Alani girl, and I have not tried either one of these flavors. I was going to get 2 of my favorites, but I was like, you know what, let's live life on the edge. I have the Orange Kiss, which I feel like is probably gonna taste a lot like the mimosa one they have, but then I also have one one that is cherry twist, and I think it's supposed to be like a cherry limeade. I don't drink these as much as I used to because it honestly takes a huge toll on my anxiety and my stress level and my heart and everything, but sometimes you just need a little extra energy on a rainy day. Two things I feel like you can't go to Target and not walk out with, and one of them is the candles. I got this peach prosecco one, which looks really good and it smells amazing. My husband is actually like kind of allergic to smells. He doesn't really like perfumey stuff or it gives him a migraine. Oh, this one just smells so good and he loves peach, so I had to grab this one because we are low on candles. I also found this in the dollar section and I was expecting this to be like $5. Another thing that you can't walk out of Target without, and that is a mug. I found this Friends Central Perk mug. It's so cute. I love the purple and then the green on the inside. $3, you guys. I know it's small, but like $3, and I don't have anything Friends related at all, so I had to get this because you can never have enough mugs. I picked up some more nails, which you guys probably know I've shared a million times before. Olive and June is my favorite, and my nails currently look like junk, and I found these beautiful purple kind of lavender color nails, and they're the perfect length, so I'm very excited to use these. Another thing I've been looking for, or wanting to try rather, is a face primer. I typically use like a moisturizer before I put on foundation because it just makes it easier to put the makeup on. But e.l.f. has this mineral infused face primer and I didn't know what to get. I didn't know if I should get tone adjusting or blemish coverage. I didn't know what to get. So I hope this is like the basic and I'm really excited to see what this smells like and how it works. I've actually never used a face primer before, mainly because my skin is already so oily, so I'm hoping this works for me. If you guys have tried any of their primers before, please let me know which one is good. Also in the candle section, they've been having these really cute groovy looking candles, and I already have one in orange, but I saw this one in this cute lavender color and I love it. It's mainly for looks. It's not to burn obviously unless you were to put it on a plate, plus it's not even scented or anything, but I just thought it was cute. And I actually am going to be getting like a shelving unit next to my desk where I can display beautiful editions of books and just little trinkets and things like this that I find, so this is definitely going to be going on the shelf. And last but not least, I have been trying my hardest to work out more, but honestly I don't have any workout clothes that fit me anymore, so the best thing to do to motivate yourself to work out is get more athletic apparel, right? So I have this tank top already in black. It has the padding already inside that you can take out when you wash it, but this is like the perfect ribbed, stretchy, like crop top to go with leggings, and it's also a really nice layering top, so I love the black one that I have. So if you're looking for any tank tops or any layering pieces to add to your wardrobe, I've really loved this. It washed really nicely, did not shrink at all, and it's so soft. Well, those are all the things that I picked up from Target. I am now going to make my bed properly and set up the pillows and my lamp, and I'm so excited to just slowly create a cozy space because I'm going to be working full-time remotely very soon. I just want to create an atmosphere that's calm and cozy for me, and sometimes that includes getting new pillows and getting new bedding and just getting things around the house that make you happy, honestly. But I'm gonna go now and get some dinner. It's about 4 o'clock on Friday, so I'm gonna grab something to eat and finally be able to read for the day, either that or do some editing. I'm not sure. I have my book club discussion tonight because I did move it from last night to today because I just was not feeling well at all, and thankfully my patrons are amazing and so understanding. So I need to go ahead and get ready and prep for book club tonight, but I'm sure I will talk to you guys tomorrow. besties, we have a lot to catch up on. I haven't vlogged the past couple days just because there's been so much happening, but the most important thing is I stayed up till 1 a.m. listening to Taylor Swift's new album, and I'm sorry if you're not a Swiftie. I honestly wasn't really a huge Swiftie until a year or two ago, and I promise I won't rant about this too long because by the time this video comes out, I'm sure you will probably have seen and heard enough. But if you're a true Swiftie, have you really heard enough of Taylor Swift? But this new album, The Tortured Poets Department, is nothing like I expected it to be, but also everything that I expected it to be. Upon the first listen through, I was obsessed with the lyrics immediately. This is obviously her best written album yet. It's poetical, it's one for bookish people. She reminisces a lot on her childhood with a couple of her songs, but a lot of them are so incredibly sad and heartbreaking. So I stayed up and was texting my besties. Unfortunately, it comes out at midnight here for my time zone, but I stayed up till 1 a.m. only to wake up at 8 a.m. to have a text saying it's 2 a.m. and she dropped a second album, and I was just floored. 31 tracks, her favorite number backwards. Can we get any more Taylor Swift? But anyways, I love how she's taken inspiration from so many of her friends. We have the sound of Lana Del Rey, we have Post Malone, we have Florence and the Machine, which is amazing. We get so many subtle things about Joe and Matt Healy and Travis. I was not expecting for The Alchemy to be about Travis. Like, can we just talk about that for a second? So incredibly good. I don't know how I'm gonna rank these. I don't know what my favorite is gonna be, but I could definitely relate to Daddy I Love Him, and I can also really relate to I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. Just listening to that broke my heart, thinking about the things she was going through while she started her tour. It's just, she is a machine. I don't know how she does it. The whole album is so human and I'm obsessed. I'm sorry if you're not a Taylor Swift fan, but there's so many things to uncover. But I also ordered a shirt a couple weeks ago. It's just an embroidered shirt that says All Is Fair in Love and Poetry and it has like the album initials on the sleeve, and I cannot wait to get that in the mail. That has been the highlight of my entire week, as well as I have spent I've spent 3 nights at this point actually watching Lord of the Rings with Kendall, because as you saw over the weekend, we watched Fellowship of the Ring. We both sobbed like big babies, and I have been holding off on actually watching that movie for a while now. I actually had a cousin my age pass away back in 2020, I believe, and that was a big part of her childhood, and I have not been able to bring myself to watch that movie franchise because I've just had those sad kind of depressing thoughts and feelings every time I think about it. So it's been really fun and healing to rewatch those movies with a whole new perspective with a friend and kind of attaching new memories to it. Not that I'm replacing old ones, but it's just been really healing and really fun to rewatch those. It has been at least 5 years since I've seen all those, and to watch your best friend watch those is just so funny. All the reactions, because she has no idea what she's getting into. So that's been taking a lot of my reading time this week, but I have no regrets. So hopefully you guys are here along for the ride regardless, and if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, please tell me, because I'm planning to read The Hobbit next month, and I don't know how I haven't read those books yet, so I'm very excited about that. But I couldn't wait to update you any longer because I have made it halfway through just for the summer, and I don't know if you can see all of these crazy tabs happening here, but I'm loving it. Did we expect anything less from Abby Jimenez? No. I cannot wait to meet her next month and have her sign my book. She is just one of the sweetest but also funniest humans on earth. I don't know if you guys follow her on Instagram, but her daughter is just a musical prodigy, like literally. But the things that they do together, I want that mother-daughter relationship. They are literally so cute together. But this book is so good. I feel like with romance books, I don't want to talk too much about specific moments between the characters because it's almost like where a mystery thriller has all these plot points. I feel like that's the equivalent to romance books, like all of the good moments between the characters. And it's like, I don't want to be too spoilery with it, but the cameos we got right off the bat with people from yours truly, but also from Happy Ever After playlist, I was not expecting that. I was shook. I was like, what what in the world? Like, that is my favorite part about her books, is all the little Easter eggs she uses to tie everything together. There's a couple quotes I am gonna read though that just stuck out on the page to me. They're a little bit longer, but again, if you don't want to hear a single thing about this book because you haven't read it yet, but this hit me so hard, especially the second half of this. Unhealed trauma is a crack, and all the little hard things that trickle into it that would have rolled off someone else settle. Then when life gets cold, that crack gets bigger, longer, deeper. It makes new breaks. You don't know how broken she was or what she was trying to do to fill those cracks, but being broken is not an excuse for bad behavior. You still have to make good choices and do the right thing, but it can be the reason, and sometimes understanding the reason can be what helps you heal. You can still love someone that you've decided not to speak to anymore. You can still wish them well and hope for the best for them. Choosing a life without them doesn't mean you stop caring about them. It just means that you can't allow them to harm you anymore. But if you don't think your life would be better without them in it, then accept that they have cracks. Try to understand how they got them and help fill them with something that isn't ice. Abby writes such realistic, raw, emotional stories that make you sob at the end, but she drops all of these amazing like life quotes along the way. This is the way you do romance. As much as I like the light, fluffy romances, I have to have some sort of plot. I have to have some sort of meaning to get an attachment to the characters. Like, yeah, romance can be cute, it can be fun, but I want to be invested. I want to sob at the end of my books. Sometimes I don't want to keep reading her books because I just don't want them to end. There's another quote in here that I love where she says choose empathy over anger, and that is just like hitting home in so many different situations that these characters are in. I feel like so far this is one of her best written yet. Like, yes, The Friend Zone was good and her older books. I don't understand how an author can continue to outdo themselves, like that continue to get better with every single book that they write. Like, how do people do it? Foster care is also a huge part of my story and my family's story, and to have that be something that our main character in this book went through herself, and she also has like an adopted sister out of it, it's just, I love it. I love the story. I love the sister dynamic and how protective they are over each other. I feel like we're also getting more details of the setting and the atmosphere and the vibe of the book. These two sisters are basically travel nurses, and so they stay on this cottage near this lake, and I can just picture these summery springtime vibes. I can feel the sun on my face when I read this book. Like, the writing is so much more atmospheric. I can't put into words how good this book is. So I am really hoping to be able to finish this over the weekend. I'm actually going to extend this weekly vlog a little bit longer than a week, just so hopefully I can get this read and give you guys some thoughts. Absolutely loving every second of it. I would tell you to wait till summer to read it, but like, it's so good. I feel like you should read it right now. I have accumulated a couple books, so we're gonna do a little bit of a book haul. I got my book of the month. You guys saw I went to Barnes & Noble. I got a book from a publisher, and then I also have a little exciting package to share with you. But the one that you guys probably saw me pick up at Barnes is Where the Dark Stands Still. I don't know why it took a lot of convincing for me to pick this one up, because it sounds incredible. People are actually comparing it to Howl's Moving Castle, which is totally my vibe. Liska knows that magic is monstrous and its practitioners are monsters. She has done everything possible to suppress her own magic to disastrous consequences. Desperate to be free of it, Liska flees her small village and delves into the dangerous demon-infested spirit wood to steal a mythical fern flower. If she plucks it, she can use its one wish to banish her powers. Everyone who has sought the fern flower has fallen prey to unknown horrors. So when Liska is caught by the demon warden of the wood, a bargain seems better than death. 1 year of servitude in exchange for the fern flower's wish. This sounds like it's gonna be super creepy, but in the best way possible. I mean, even just from the cover, it's definitely giving like dark academia / cottagecore, so I feel like I'm probably gonna end up reading it this spring. I also have my book of the month books, and I was going to buy this one from Barnes because the black sprayed edges, you guys know I'm a sucker for some sprayed edges, but I had a credit, so I decided to go ahead and get Leigh Bardugo's The Familiar, and I'm really scared, you guys. I'm terrified to read this. I did not like Ninth House whatsoever. The world building didn't make sense, didn't love the characters, there was a lot of trigger warning, and it was just way too dark for me. But this one I've heard is actually like Mexican Gothic kind of, and that has me really intrigued because I did love how eerie and weird that book was. So I don't know what to expect about this one, and to be completely honest, I have no idea what this is about. It just says fate can be changed, curses can be broken. I think there's gonna be some romance in here. It kind of sounds more historical Gothic. I don't know. I love Lee's writing though, so I'm hoping to give this one a chance very soon. I've been seeing incredible things, so a little bit scared but also very intrigued. Then I also have How to End a Love Story, which is a romance that I've been seeing a lot of great things about. Apparently our main character's sister has passed away and she ends up on set of a TV show with like her ex or something. But it says Helen Zhang hasn't seen Grant Shepherd once in the 13 years since the tragic accident that bound their lives together forever. And I've seen a lot of people cry over this one and say it's like their favorite romance of the year. I've actually never heard of this author before at all, but I love the cover. And again, I like more depth and meaning to my romance, so I'm excited to try this one. The next book that I actually bought for myself, and it took a while to get here. I think it's indie published, but it's a really pretty book. And I think I first heard about this one from Desi, but then a couple of my other friends were talking about it and saying how good it sounded. It's The Herb Witch's Apprentice. This is so beautiful and so adorable, and actually this edition has a lot of illustrations in it, which is why I wanted the hardback. It almost looks like a children's book in a way with the style of illustrations, but this just sounds perfect for spring. I'm definitely getting Bridgerton cottagecore vibes. In the kingdom of Olderia, dabbling in witchcraft is a sure way to the guillotine. When 16-year-old debutante Amaranti Flora finds out she's half witch, all she wants is to get rid of her magic. After all, zapping Prince Ash in the midst of high society season certainly won't help her troublemaking reputation. But the more her powers grow, the more she realizes magic and the witches who possess it are not as dangerous as she was led to believe. Honestly, the only time that I ever read kind of more Regency novels is around springtime, and I think I'm gonna read this right before Bridgerton comes out because I feel like that's just gonna get me in the mood for it, and I love anything that has subtle witchy vibes. So I think this is just going to be like the perfect spring witch instead of like the scary fall witch. So this is a book that I definitely decided to take a gamble on, but I have a feeling I'm really gonna end up loving it. And then I also got this book from the publisher, or the author herself actually. I haven't fully opened this package yet, but oh my gosh, yay! This is called Jackpot Summer by Alyssa Friedland. She actually wrote The Last Summer at the Golden Hotel, which I have had on my TBR for so long, but this one is apparently about siblings, and it just sounds really funny but also really heartfelt. After the Jacobson siblings win a life-changing fortune in the lottery, they assume their messy lives will transform into sleek storybook perfection, but they couldn't be more wrong. I don't know, this just sounds like a really good, fun, deep, summery book that would be a good time for around this time of year, but also I think there are actually some goodies in here. Oh my gosh, this looks like a check. Paid to the order of Olivia. One lucky arc of Jackpot Summer. Honestly, that is so cute and really brilliant. Oh my gosh, this is a lottery ticket, but it's a bookmark. How cute is that? I honestly love that so much. And of course we have a little bit of sunscreen, which fits perfectly with the book. And I also have Shriver's Saltwater Taffy, which I have not had saltwater taffy in a really long time, but wow, there is a lot of taffy in here. So I will probably be eating that sooner rather than later. Honestly, what a cute PR package. And the address on here is actually from the author herself from New York, which I think is so sweet. So yeah, I will probably end up putting this one on my summer TBR. And the last exciting little package I have here is, you guys have heard me talk about Casey from Forever Booked multiple times, I'm sure, but she's like my #1 go-to for stickers. She has Kindle charms now, she has so many bookmarks, and she has the cutest glass coffee cups, and she wanted to send me another package so that I could share it with you guys. Of course, I have a discount code in the description if you ever want to check out her website. I highly recommend it, especially if you are in the market package for some more stickers. I'm just gonna show you kind of what her packaging is like. This is so adorable and so sweet. She wraps everything in this cute little tissue paper. Oh my gosh, okay, she gave me so many stickers. Ah, this is so sweet. I'm so excited. Okay, this one is probably one of my favorites. We have I Read Past My Bedtime. We have this cute little ghosty that's like perfect for spring that's carrying like a little basket of books. And then this sticker says Silly Goose. I absolutely love that. I'm literally obsessed with this cake one that says literally just a book lover, and then this pink one that kind of matches with it, the emotional support Kindle. We love that. We have another emotional type of sticker, and I love this one that says Daytime Dreamer, Nighttime Reader. And then we have this adorable little cat mushroom, which is totally my vibe. I don't know if you guys have seen Kindle charms, but look at these. I am obsessed with these already. This one is literally perfect for me because, again, I read my Kindle mainly at night, but honestly I think this is my personal favorite, this little cloud guy, which I actually have a Stanley topper that looks exactly like this, so I love that they're gonna match. And this little blue mushroom, which is like my favorite color. I am obsessed. So if you've never tried out these Kindle charms before, you basically put it in the little plug at the bottom where you charge your Kindle, and they just hang down, and they're really cute and sweet, and I don't know, they just add a little bit of flair to your Kindle, and I'm obsessed with these. Like, this is my new favorite thing. So thank you, Casey, so much for sending me these goodies. I am definitely going to be putting them to use, and if you want to check out her website, which I highly recommend, she's always doing new drops all the time with different types of stickers, different vibes. She even has Taylor Swift stuff out already from her new album, so I highly recommend checking it out. And if you do, you can use the code LIVE10 for a discount. Well, okay, I think that is all that I have to catch up with you on for now. I feel like I've had a lot happening this past week, but like not a lot at the same time. But I'm actually about to leave to head to my parents' house. I have two younger sisters, and my parents are going out of town this weekend, so I'm actually going to be staying at my parents' house this weekend and hanging out with my sisters, which is going to be a really fun time because I don't spend as much time with them as I wish I could because I'm always working and we live a little bit farther away. So I don't know if I'll vlog any of that because I'm just going to be focused on finishing Abby Jimenez, but I will be back with my final thoughts when I'm finished. Hi friends, I finished this book last night, and might I say this is an actual masterpiece. How does an author continue to one-up themselves every single time they write a new book? Even though I just said that, for me personally, yours truly, is still my favorite of all time. Yes, I tabbed it almost just as much as Just for the Summer, but this one still holds a very near and dear place in my heart for specific reasons, especially because of the author's note. If you know, you know, the stakes are a little bit higher, and the anxiety mental health representation in this is actually me. So because of that reason, this is still my number one, but I'm so happy to say I think this is taking the number 2 spot as my favorite Abby book. This book is like everything you love in Abby's other books wrapped into one. You have the humor, the emotion, the mental health representation, the difficult relationships and trauma that our main character has gone through. All of the green tabs were actual cameos or Easter eggs from her other books, and I was floored when I was reading that there is a big point or plot or whatever in the book that connects to her other books, and I think that's because I was unaware that this is actually part of Your World 3. I thought that this was going to be like a standalone, but you definitely need to read Part of Your World and Yours Truly before you read this one. I would highly recommend it. Otherwise, you're not going to catch on to most of what's going on in this book and why everybody is like so excited about it. The way our main character puts herself first before anyone else was just so encouraging and also inspiring. If the world was a little less angry at each other and we just sympathized and empathized and just try to understand who people are in general before we make a judgment call and get angry and impatient with them, I feel like this world would be a way better place. And that is another big thing that I love about Abby, is I feel like her books are actually life-changing. Like if we took what was in her books and applied it to our own lives, I feel like this world would be such a better place. There's so much more that I want to talk about and that I could say from this book, but I don't want to ruin any of like the funny moments for you or any of the like really hard-hitting moments, but I just love everything about this book. I was screaming over the parts where she tied it into the other books. I was just rooting for our main character, even though she was so hurt. She was doing what was best for herself, and I loved Justin. And Justin was such an amazing person. He took care of his siblings like he had no other responsibility in the world, and that is just huge. That is huge to take care of 4 siblings, especially the youngest one I think was 5, and just to see him kind of be this father figure just warmed my heart to its core. And the funniest moment, I think, where I laughed out loud the most has to do with a unicorn pool floaty. And if you know, you know. I literally could not stop laughing. I need you to read this book just to understand what I'm talking about, because that literally made my entire day. I'm so glad I read this, and I'm also so glad that I still have Life is Too Short to read, because that is my last Abby book that I have yet to read, and I am just not wanting it to end, but I could not put this book off any longer. I wanted to read it and experience it with you guys. Like, no, I didn't cry and sob even the next day after I finished this one, because I literally did that with this. I was a sobbing, blubbering mess, but I got misty-eyed at about 3 or 4 different parts. Once you get to chapter 40, 41, you kind of know what's coming, and it just ruined me. I was very misty-eyed, but I was just so sucked into the story, and it was just absolutely incredible. Abby writes life-changing books, and I'm convinced she puts magic in her stories. But thank you guys for joining me for another weekly vlog. I'm still trying to get a groove of when I want to put these out and when it's convenient to edit them and all of that for me, but I might end up skipping a couple weeks in May just because I have some other sit-down videos that I would rather get done. Weekly vlogs do take a while to edit and produce and all of that, so I might end up skipping a few weeks here and there just to give myself a break, but I've been loving doing these weekly vlogs with you guys. I hope you've loved them. Again, pick up Abby Jimenez. If you've never read her before, this is your chance. I cannot wait to meet her in a couple weeks and hug her and tell her just how much her stories have changed my life. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting my channel. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video.